Snowfall remains on track to impact the area coming up Thursday morning, extending all the way through Friday evening. Our winter storm watch has now changed into a winter weather advisory issued by the National Weather Service about 9 o'clock tonight. So winter weather advisory will go in place at 6 a.m. Thursday morning. That's for all areas in purple. So that includes most areas to the east, or I should say to the east of I-35. So that's through Rochester into Austin, Preston, Winona, Wabasha, and then some portions of northeast Iowa. Again, winter weather advisory starting 6 a.m. Thursday, lasting until Friday evening. We still have a winter storm watch in place for Owatonna, Albert Lea, Mason City. I think snowfall accumulations right along I-35 and just to the west towards Mankato will see upwards of about 7 to 8 inches of snowfall when all said and done. So we still have a high impact with this system. We deal with the potential for a little bit of a wintry mix from about 7 to 8 o'clock early Thursday morning, then transitioning to some snowfall, and a wet, heavy snow will be possible through the late morning and then extending through the evening hours on Thursday. Dry air could play a role in this system a little bit, but I still think most of the area will see 4+ inches of snowfall, especially to the north of I-90. We just deal with some cloud cover tonight. Off to our north and northwest, storm system continues to get closer and closer. And right now dealing with some rainfall currently in the eastern portion of North Dakota and South Dakota. Notice where the low is right now. See the wraparound effect behind the low. That's where the snowfall is. And I do think we'll be in the position, at least in some portions of southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa, to be right there, right to the west of the low, where a lot of the heavy snowfall will take place. As we time things out, timings changed just a little bit from previous updates at 5 and 6 o'clock tonight. Push things back about an hour for a lot of the start times for at least through Red Wing, Rochester, and Austin. I think we start to see some precipitation by about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Light precipitation. The heavy snowfall won't necessarily impact the area until about 3 to 6 o'clock during the afternoon and evening. Owatonna, Albert Lea, Mason City areas right along I-35 with this system moving in from the west. You'll end up dealing with some precipitation from about 6 to 7 o'clock, some light drizzly type conditions, and then heavy snow just before Rochester, Austin, Red Wing. By about noon is when we start to deal with some snowfall there. So future track here moving through the overnight hours tonight. Tomorrow morning 6 a.m. Notice areas right along I-35. Albert Lea at 36, Mason City at 34. So that's where we deal with the chance for a little bit of a rain snow mix. Move through the morning then by 8:30, start to see snowfall, start to approach the Highway 52 corridor here through Red Wing into Rochester and Decorah. Eventually widespread snowfall likely by the afternoon. And we'll watch this counterclockwise movement because we're on the west of the low pressure system. So the low just to the east of the Mississippi River, it kicks back a lot of snowfall still expected through the overnight hours. So this is Friday morning at 12 a.m. Continuing Friday, we work in the chance for some dry air, and I think that really limits. Notice we kind of fizzle snowfall out by about 3 o'clock. Previous updates had snowfall going at least lasting until about 6, 7 o'clock. So that limits some of our totals because we work in that chance for some dry air. So the potential for 4 inches of snowfall knocked it down just a little bit. We're still looking at about a 75% chance at seeing at least 4 inches of snowfall on the ground here in Rochester. Anywhere within that red, we'll see at least a 70% chance, more than less, to see at least 4 inches of snowfall. Snowfall totals changes a little bit here in Rochester. 5 to 8 inches of snow will be likely. I think the sweet spot for Rochester and Olmsted County, probably right around 6 to 7 inches. The bullseye for heavy snowfall will be right along I-35, I think through Owatonna into Albert Lea, and then farther west towards Mankato. I think with the current track of the low pressure system, that's where we'll see most of the moisture at. So just to the west of Dodge Center and Austin, I think that's where we'll have the bullseye for the heaviest snowfall amounts coming up Thursday into Friday. So 32 for the overnight low tonight. We'll deal with a wintry mix by about 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Some slick spots still likely tomorrow morning. Make sure to be safe on the roads. 34 for the high. Wintry mix and heavy snow at times during the afternoon. And I want to say real quick too, we're dealing with a wet, heavy snow. So when you're out shoveling, give yourself some extra time. Take a break here or there when you're shoveling outside. It can be hard on the body shoveling some of these at least heavy snowfalls that we'll be dealing with, especially the wet snow. 32 then for the high on Friday, and we'll continue to be in the mid-20s through the weekend. Guys.
All right, thank you. Well, big news